Hi, welcome. This is part four of my story, my spiritual awakening. Now, in the last three videos, I've obviously spoke about the situation that I found myself in. I was in prison, but I really wanted to change my life, so I started reading books and meditating, and as a package, it just changed my life. But some amazing things happened to me as well, and that's what I'm going to talk about today as well. Um, Now, in the last video, I spoke about meditation mainly, and some of the things that had happened to me, and this is the follow-on video from that. So if you watch the last one, then you'll remember that it spurred me on what happened to me, and I just put so much work in. I was really, really reaping the benefits. But what I'm about to tell you today is all the stuff that happened to me. Not only did it make me a better person and level me out, but it also opened my eyes and opened a different eye as well, if you will, to possibilities and what we can really, really do. What secrets have been kept from us about who we really are and what we're really capable of. So I'm going to start by talking to you about a book. Now, this book is called Return of the Serpents of Wisdom. Now, I came across this book fairly late on in my spiritual journey. Now, basically, all these four videos, they're kind of here, there, and everywhere. I'm just trying to put it together in the best way, so it's not all in order, if you know what I mean. A lot of it happened at the same time, but I'm just trying to split it up, just to show you what's possible, and just to direct it in the best way possible. So this book was fairly late on in my meditation. I think it was maybe late 2016, maybe summer 2016, and I was released in March 2017. So it was like the last 9 months. Um, and basically, I thought this book was about these ancient sites, pyramids, because I was obsessed with this knowledge, about all these ancient sites, who were the Egyptians, who were the Incas, and all of these different races and civilizations that had been wiped out. Now, as I started reading the book, I came to realize that actually, yes, it was about the ancient sites, but it was a very different view of what these sites were used for to what we were actually told in school and to what everybody has come to think about the pyramids and whatever, all these other ancient sites and the knowledge that comes with it. So basically, in my opinion, and the book says it as well, I fully agree that the pyramids are not what we think they are. They are not tombs for pharaohs. It's a load of rubbish. I mean, if you look at Egypt, all of these pharaohs and these kings were buried in the valleys of the kings. So why would they leave one of their kings in a tomb mummified like that? There was gold and etc. But they've been raided by tomb raiders, etc. It doesn't really make sense. So what I came to realize that they are used for, and I fully agree. Now I know, what happened to me. So back in the day, ancient times, they knew secrets. Okay, they used to map the stars. They knew everything about the universe and all this stuff. But now this knowledge is laughed at. But if you actually read it, it's all true. We didn't discover Pluto until 1936. But really, if you look at all these ancient scriptures from even way before the Egyptians, all of the solar system was mapped out for us. But we're not told this at school. And you can study this as well. And this is Sumerian culture, nothing to do with the Egyptians, but Sumerian culture. This is our oldest civilization, 6,000 to 4,000 BC. They knew everything. And basically, they also knew secrets about what we can do. And this is what the book described, that all these ancient sites were actually made for these initiates of these secret societies that basically used to perform all of the stuff that I was basically doing. They were having spiritual awakenings, but the pinnacle, the enlightenment stage of their journey, what would happen is that obviously they'd learn all the knowledge of how to meditate and do this and do that, and then they were taken to the pyramids, and basically they would release their astral body, like I said in the last one, that you can release your thought and feeling from your body, and you can actually travel the universe with it and through your mind as well. There's so many different variations of what you can do in meditation. So they go to the pyramids, and basically they'd astral project these. These pyramids were lined up to certain star constellations, absolute perfect, bang on. There is no, not even a degree out in latitude, longitude, in degrees. These ancient cultures knew exactly what they were doing. We can't replicate what they did today, but we were told that they were cavemen. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I read this book, but it spurred me on, because they spoke about this thing basically, that they would go to the pyramids and they would release this energy source, and that's in every single one of us, and it's called a Kundalini energy. Now you can YouTube stuff on this, but I'm just going to tell you about what happened to me when I released Kundalini. So this book spurred me on because it said that once someone has released their Kundalini, that they will become, that they will evolve almost, that they won't be a normal human being anymore. You can do a lot more within your mind, and you change as a person. Some of these stories were about the Buddhas and how they used to have superpowers, and they learned how to do all this stuff. And I was like, I want these superpowers, This sounds amazing. So I used to sit there for hours and hours and hours. And it kind of, all the other books that I read and were giving me tips on how to release Kundalini. And basically what you've got to do is you've got to draw energy from the floor. You've got to really, really suck it in, and you can feel it. It feels like electricity when you've been sat there for a little while in meditation, and you draw a breath, and and when your mind's eyes open, you can see it for miles around. Just it's like electric roots, and it penetrates your spine and like that. It's unbelievable feeling. It takes a lot of hard work, but I did it in the end. And the night that I did it, I remember I was sat, and this energy, I could feel it. It was so strong this time. It was so strong. And like in the other videos, I spoke about chakras. Basically, what you've got to do is you've got to fill each chakra with energy. So there are 7 in a row down your spine. Once you fill the first one, you'll feel it, and you have each chakra that you hit when you turn it on properly. It has a different effect on your body. Like one of them makes you feel hot, one of them makes you feel cold. You might have loving feeling, you might have the most intense sexual desire. But basically with Kundalini, what you've got to do is you've got to click them on one at a time, but all at the same time. You can't leave your spot until it's finished. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I did. And it was amazing. I mean, like I said, drawing it up. And I was in this energy, I released it, I could feel it coming up my back. It was like a slithering snake going up and up and up, but it was like light. There was 2 of them like that going up and up my spine. And I turned each chakra on, after maybe 4 months of practice getting this done every day, hours a day. So much work went into it, but I did it, and it was the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me. This energy afterwards, okay, once I'd clicked on each chakra, bong, 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 and it was like a bomb going off. It was like boom, and literally all I could see is light around me. It's so hard to explain, but I was full of energy. And I'm not talking about, I feel really energetic. It's not like that. You feel it in each one of your chakras, and I became completely psychic again. And I was sat up. This energy source was keeping me up in the most, I couldn't sit like it again. And it was like I had this flame around me. And I read as well that in this Return of the Serpents of Wisdom, that every time, when anybody releases Kundalini, their energy field, because we've all got one, and I can show you how to, if anyone wants to know, I can show you how to see energy fields as well, on trees, animals, people, everything has an energy signature. I can show you how to see it. But basically, it grows. When you've released Kundalini, it goes from a normal person's energy field, you'll be able to feel from like, I think it's 6, 7 foot. But when you release Kundalini, it goes to 33 feet and you can affect everything around you. It's amazing. Like, negative people can't come into your like energy. So it was amazing. I could see it. People couldn't come near me. It was really weird, but it was like a big flame. So in the Bible, I mean, I'm not getting religious on you at all, but you know, there's symbolic meanings in the Bible, like about Jacob's ladder, the 7 rungs of Jacob's ladder. There are 7 chakras, and it works like a ladder. And you know, they called it the stairway to heaven. That Jacob climbed the ladder and reached heaven. And this is exactly what Kundalini is about. Now, once you've released it, people say that they go back to source, or they meet God, or they see this and that. Well, it happened to me over a progressive 3-day period, this Kundalini. I remember that the next day after I'd released it, I could go like this, flame on, and the energy, I could feel it. It was like, I don't know if you've watched the Fantastic Four. It was like the young guy in it. He's flame on like that, and I could literally light this torch of energy up. It was amazing. But that day I've sat again for meditation, and I saw the tunnels again, like I said in the last video, seeing the tunnels, flying through the universe as per usual, flying around the solar system. I could see Saturn, I could see Jupiter. I was literally soaring through space. It's just unbelievable. But then I was like, wow, that was a good meditation. Stood up. Anyway, I've sat down on my bed and I've put my stereo on. And a song came on, and it was by James. And it was, oh, sit down, oh, sit down. I thought, hang on a minute, I've got to get back down there and sit back down. It was like a clue from the universe. But it was a good clue, because as soon as I sat down then, I saw the tunnels again. But something else happened to me. Now, all of a sudden, I've closed my eyes and I can see the tunnel again. But this time it was different. I could see like these 2 like lasers being shot out in front of me. But you know, when I've got my eyes closed, and all of a sudden they've joined in the middle and formed and kind of made a tunnel. And I'm flying through this white tunnel, okay? And it was a long journey. It took me a long time to get, basically, so I'm flying through this tunnel, and all of a sudden I had this thought in my head, and it was look up. And I've looked up and I can see pipelines, all right? I'm not at all blagging. And like I said before, why would I lie to make myself look like a weirdo? What happened next is God's honest truth, okay? I would not stand in front of you to make myself look stupid or like a weirdo, okay? So I've looked up and I've seen these pipelines. And then I've seen a light in the distance. I've followed it. And it's gone over my head. And then I've looked again, there's another one. And another one. And literally, these are real lights. I was somewhere else, but these lights were real. Okay? And I've gone through these tunnels. It was such a long journey. And then all of a sudden, I've kind of ended up, the only way I can describe it is, I ended up in a whirlwind and like landed on the floor. But I've got up. I thought to myself, "Wow, I'm gonna die here," because I'd hit the floor. But I just got up, and I flew again, and I was flying again, and then another whirlwind, and it took me somewhere else. And then the next thing that happened is just the most. I couldn't believe it, but I'm flying, and all of a sudden, in the distance, I can see fields of fire. Now, I thought I was being shown a vision of the apocalypse, honestly. I remember in the last video I said that I was told that there was going to be a war. I thought that this was, you know, a vision of the future. But all of a sudden, these fields of fire, I mean, it was like, it wasn't grass, it wasn't a field, it was just ash. And the fire was about this tall. And I've looked to my left and I've looked to my right, and basically there are walls, black with soot. But it was like an old... the only way I can describe it is whoever's like, if any of you watch Lord of the Rings or anything like that, this setting was like a medieval castle, but it was huge with the floor as fire. And then all of a sudden in the distance, I've seen this being, and he looked like, it was disgusting, this thing. He was like a red and black face and these teeth, and he's looking at me. But I was fearless. It was like I'd left my body and my brain behind me. So it was just my soul. And I'm like, what are you looking at? Like, I've switched on this demon or whatever it was. And he's like, whoa. And but I looked down and I was lighting the way. It was like a golden light. It was me. Do you know what I mean? It was just me, not this. It was my astral body. And I come to realise where I was then. I was seeing this fire and this demon and I was in hell. I went to hell. Anyway, I'm flying through and, taking in the architecture of this place. And I've come to a bridge, okay? And I'm walking now. And I feel badass. I'm telling you, it was the most fearless moment of my life. I remember it now. These things were crawling on the floor and they surrounded me. And I've looked down and I've just like kicked dirt in his face. I'm like, move. Like I've never. It proves now that that fear is earth made. Before we came here, that it was just purity. There's no fear. It's just everything that happens here creates fear in us because we're scared of a situation or But anyway, I've kicked dirt in this thing's face. The only thing that I can describe it as was like a worm bogey, but it was disgusting. There was loads of them. I was like, move. Anyway, they've all made way because they are scared of me. So scared. I walked across this bridge and all of a sudden this set of doors has just opened and the most brightest of lights. The most brightest of lights. It didn't blind me because my eyes were left a bit here. And I wasn't there. And I remember that these 4 beings, one of them was a woman. And I've approached them and they've greeted me. And then I can't remember what the conversation was. My soul wouldn't let me remember what was said. The next thing you know, I'm flying again and I've left hell behind me. And I'm flying like on, the only thing I can explain it is like tubes of light. And I knew what it was then. It was starlight. It was the light of the stars. And I was flying, I was like, this is amazing. I was more conscious now of like, it was a bit more me. And yeah, I was just flying for ages and ages. And then all of a sudden I'm like, whoosh, straight back into my body. And ever since then, it's just been, I've tried to get back there, as mad as it sounds. I just wanted to be that guy that I was when I was there. It was amazing. The most fearless person, and you all are as well. Everything that is around you, everything that we're taught as children, oh, don't do this or don't do that. That's what we do as parents to try and save them from being hurt, or we create fear in them. I'm telling you. But that's what, I think for everybody else that releases Kundalini, it's completely different. I mean, no one that in the accounts that I've read, I don't think I've heard of people going to hell. But I have heard and read a lot of near-death experiences. They go to hell, and it changes their life because they're like, listen, if you don't change, you're going to come here. I'm telling you, heaven and hell is real, okay? Never mind the Bible, never mind any of that. It's a book. It's not, that's not what I'm trying to... It's not what I'm trying to tell you today, that, oh yeah, the Bible's true. It's not. I'm trying to tell you that there is hell and there is heaven, but there are 10 billion ports in between as well. There's so much of a grey area that we're not told, and you can access it all in meditation, okay? Now, I just wanted to tell you that because, like the other one, you need to know the truth. You need to know the truth about who you are, about what you are capable of, okay? Now, I haven't been able to do it since. I think it was just hard work and luck at the same time. The hard work I can't put in while I'm out here, so many distractions, so much like expectations about, oh, you got to go to work, you've got to pay your bills. I mean, today I was talking to someone on Facebook about their water rates. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It flows free in rivers, freely in rivers, and you've got to pay for it. And so much of this is on our minds about fitting in and having the right clothes and the right car. In prison, I didn't have any of that. So it gave me the opportunity to put all of this work in. And this is some of the stuff that happens when you take it all away. Yeah, these material things aren't you. You're taking none of it to the grave, let me tell you. But if you make the wrong decisions for the entirety of your life, it's I don't know where you're going to end up. Because trust me, there is life after life. I'm telling you, and there was life before it as well. But I mean, this video is 20 minutes long now. There's a lot more I'm going to cover in meditation. But I just don't want to long it out. I just wanted to tell you about Kundalini. Okay, you're not going to go to hell. Don't worry. I think it was just me. Hopefully. But yeah, again, like I say, I just want to reassure you that, why am I going to lie? I'm not going to lie about something like this. It makes me look weird. I've already lost a lot of people in my life through this path that I've taken. So many people don't believe me, or it's just straight over the top of their head. But trust me, if you experience some of the things that I've experienced and some of the things that I'm going to share, you should, I'll implore you to listen. Because although it sounds a bit crazy, this video, I just want to tell you what's possible just by sitting down and closing your eyes. We're led to believe that this is us, this is who we are, this is our body, and this is my hair and this is my body. But trust me, there is a whole lot more to you that you don't know about. Okay, and that's part 4 of my video, my story, my spiritual awakening. Thanks for listening.